Hello, good morning, students. All is well. Students, in previous chapter we learn about a democracy, and we know that in democracy, freedom, rights, and duties are guaranteed. In other forms of government, people struggle to win their democratic rights. For example, the Arab countries witnessed a series of protests in 2011, like the Tunisia, Algeria, Egypt, etc. So, India is a democratic country, all we know very well, and as a democratic nation, basic key elements. Without these elements, any or the government would fail to be a democracy in true sense, including that of India also. And this civic chapter 4, the key elements of democratic government. So we are going to learn in this chapter about the key elements of democratic government and its importance in democracy. So students, what topics we are going to cover? The first, end of apartheid or racial discrimination. Second, citizens to participate in its government. Third, other ways of participation. Fourth, resolving the conflicts, role of democratic government. Fifth, equality and justice. So students, in briefly through this flowchart, we come to know the key elements of democratic government. First, equality. Second, justice. And third, resolve the conflicts. Equality means what? All groups of society are equal. Justice means what? Promote the justice by policy and law implementation. And third, resolve the conflicts, the special provisions to eradicate the inequality and overcome the justice. So students, these are some key elements of democratic governments, and we learn one by one. So students, in the beginning of the chapter, the story is given, the story of the South African continent, and one of a character is there, a Maya, a girl. She found some paper cuttings and she came to know about the term apartheid, apartheid, and she asked a question to her mother, and her mother knows very well because the apartheid system of the colonial government. The South African blacks were suffer from apartheid or racial discrimination nearly 60 years in the latter part of the 20th century. At that time, the South Africa ruled by the colonial countries like Britishers, Dutch, and others also there. The majority of the South African population consisted of the blacks, means the natives ones, and the white settlers were in majority. White settlers in minority. The white followed a policy of merciless suppression towards the black majority. In the black, there were some Indians or the others who came there as a laborer. They were also known as a black, like the Indians also there. And due to blacks' unending struggle and fight against the policy of racial discrimination, which came to an end in 1994 when Nelson Mandela was sworn in as a black president. And at that time, why it is in 1994? Because the South Africa got freedom in 1994 from the colonial rule. Next, get in detail about this apartheid law. What exactly is this? So, students, this apartheid law means the separation on the basis of race. We give the other word to apartheid means uh, racism. South Africans people divide into white, black, Indian, and colored races. So these races were not allowed to mingle, even not live near. The beaches also separate for them. They use a separate buses. If one bus, there also the seats divided between black and whites. In the trains also same. Their residential areas also separate. Their footpaths also separate. So in this way, the apartheid law implemented in South Africa during the colonial rule, and these native peoples or the black peoples were treated unequally by the settlers, by the colonials. And for getting freedom from all these restrictions, they fought for 60 years and finally they got a freedom in 1994. And after that, they make a law, and these laws were implemented, and the apartheid system were completely eradicated or banned in South Africa. I think so you understood this apartheid law or apartheid system. Next, students, come to the point. So, what exactly and how exactly the people or the citizen participate in the process of government? So, the first and the most important way of participation in the process of government, that is voting right or voting in the election. Second, by participating in a signature campaigns. Third, at rallies and protest if the citizens are unhappy. And finally, by platforms like mass media, we can say, like uh, print media and electronic media. So students, let's understood how the citizens participate in government by voting in election. So student, in democracy, people have a voting right. We also learned in the previous chapter. So how this people participation is important in democracy? In a democracy, the government gets its power from the people through voting, and as a result, there is a high level of citizen participation through voting, which give the government its power to take a decision. And if you see this, the two arrows or the diagram here, the above is the high participation and lower is the low or no participation. If the citizen participation is more or high, then also the government power is also a more or high. So hence the citizen participation is important for the power of the government. If there is no participation, then the government will be powerful and it cannot hear or listen to the people.